object which is mimicked or imitated is called a model. So the mimicry is defined as the resemblances of one organism to another or to any natural object for the purpose of concealment, protection, or for some other advantage. Mimicry is classified into two ways. On the basis of the role of mimicry, the mimicry is classified into three types. They are protective mimicry, warning mimicry, and aggressive mimicry. Secondly, mimicry is divided into three types based on the views of three scientists. They are Mullerian mimicry, Vettesian mimicry, and Wagnerian mimicry. Protective mimicry. Protective mimicry is a phenomenon where a species imitates the appearance or behavior of another species or its surroundings to avoid predation. When mimicry offers protection to the mimicry is called protective mimicry. Example, phyllium. The phyllium is commonly known as leaf insect. The leaf insect phyllium lives among green leaves and trees. Its wings and legs are green like the color on leaves. Again, its legs are flattened and the wings have a venation. It is similar to leaves. Thus, the insect cannot be distinguished from the leaves and it helps the insect to escape from its predator. Secondly, stick insect. It is also known as walking stick. Stick insects are experts at blending in with their surroundings. Their appearance closely resembles sticks or branches, so making them nearly invisible to predators. Dead leaf butterfly. The dead leaf butterfly Calima mimics the dried leaves. Under surface of the wings are dull brown in color. When it settles on the dried leaves, the wings are folded and kept vertically upwards and the dull brown color is exposed. Thus the butterfly looks like a dried leaf. Stick caterpillar. The stick caterpillars of geometric mark resembles young ticks in color and shape. Again, its posture on the tick is fantastic. It is attached to the main tick by its posterior end and the entire body stands oblique to the tick so that it appears like a small branch. Its pointed head resembles the terminal bud. Seahorse. Seahorse Phylopteric ichthys resembles seaweeds because it bears numerous leaf-like outgrowths. So their leaf-like appendage providing excellent camouflage against the backdrop of underwater vegetation. So the seahorse effectively hide from potential threat. Then warning mimicry. Warning mimicry is a type of mimicry where harmless animals mimics the appearance of distasteful, dangerous, or poisonous animals. By this, the mimics warns the enemies and protect themselves. Example, Lycodon. Lycodon is a non-poisonous snake. It mimics the poisonous kite in its color pattern. Also, non-poisonous chias mimics the poisonous cobra by producing a hissing sound. Secondly, the palatable viscerae butterfly mimics the non-palatable monarch butterfly. Third one is aggressive mimicry. That is also known as Pecamian mimicry. Also, aggressive mimicry, the mimics possess some lure to attract the prey. If a predator resembles its prey, the predator may be able to approach its victim more easily than it could otherwise do. Example, anglerfish, Lophius. In Lophius, the first fin ray of the dorsal fin is produced in the fleshy appendage that ends with the bait. The bait hangs in front of the mouth and swings in all directions. Another fish tries to capture this bait. The anglerfish swallows it in no time. Next, Vettesian mimicry. Vettesian mimicry states that an edible or harmless species resembles an inedible or harmful species for protection. The salient features of Vettesian mimicry are the model must be inedible or protected. Model must have a conspicuous color pattern. Model must be very common. Model and mimic must be present in the same area at the same time. The mimic should bear a very close resemblance to the model. A very good example of Batesian mimicry is monarch and viceroy butterfly. Here, these two butterflies belong to two different species, but their color pattern is strikingly similar. The monarch butterfly is inedible and the viceroy butterfly is edible. Both of them in living in the same area. The monarch butterfly forms the model and the viceroy butterfly is the mimic. The model is non-palatable and the mimic is palatable. Another example is black drango. It is distasteful and aggressive one. It is a savanna inhabiting species and is often found in company with the black flycatcher. The black flycatcher is palatable and hence is a mimic species. Next, the Mullerian mimicry. Mullerian mimicry is based on the observations made by Muller in the year of 1879. In Mullerian mimicry, two or more species with unpleasant or dangerous attitude resembles each other for the purpose of protection. The salient features of Mullerian mimicry are all the species are warningly colored and protected. All the species can be equally common. The resemblance between the forms is not necessarily very exact because neither species relies on deceiving a predator but only on reminding it of dangerous, distasteful qualities. The species are rarely polymorphic. The best example is a tiny-shaped moth that resembles a wasp. Both moth and wasp are inedible. In this case, both mimic and model are protected. The advantage of Mullerian mimicry is based on a reduction in the number of trials required by a younger predator is learning to avoid inedible species. Once a bird has learned not to eat wasps, it automatically also has learned not to touch the tiny moth. Thus, both individuals are not destroyed by the bird. On the other hand, if a bird learns that the moth is unpalatable, it will avoid wasps also and thus wasps are benefited. Tasmanian mimicry. Tasmanian mimicry was described by Eric Wassman. This kind of mimicry, where the mimic resembles the model in order to live within the same nest or structures as that of model. Examples: beetles closely resembles ants. The ants provide them with food, shelter, and protection. Then the causes of mimicry. Natural selection is one cause of mimicry. According to Weisman, the natural selection is the only known factor in the production of mimicry. Sudden mutation and its preservation by natural selection. Due to the direct action occurred upon the organism by food, moisture, cold, etc. Due to the physiological response such as color sensation. The significance of mimicry. The main significance of mimicry is to protect the animals against enemies. Mimicry used for self-defense which increases the survival value of organisms. Thank you.